50 years after the final Harry Potter book, Harry Potter is now headmaster of Hogwarts, ready to usher in a brand new generation of witches and wizards. My name's Radio Mike, and together with my friend Sam Garlep, we're reading every chapter of my Harry Potter fanfiction that I wrote when I was 13. This is book 5 in that series. Welcome to Harry Potter and the Seven Servants. Everyone, welcome to Harry Potter and the Boys of Fanfiction podcast by me, Radio Mike. Sam Garlep is here.
And my hair is probably in a Order of the Phoenix kind of cut, I'd say.
Yeah, my hair is... What's my hair? Is it... I think I'm Daniel Radcliffe, Goblet of Fire.
You're getting towards Goblet of Fire.
Yeah, which I was saying in the Patreon, patreon.com/Harry Potter and the Boys. Get 10 minutes more Sam and Mikey. We did spend the last 1 minute of that Patreon trying to get something onto the TV, which now for video viewers
it looks terrible.
It looks terrible.
But it looks better than the next. Hey, guess what? Next week, maybe we'll flip it around and just have.
I reckon that's a good idea
because in the background we'll just do some lovely art.
Well, I was gonna say, you know what's really funny is like I'm a professional podcast producer.
That is funny.
It's literally it's my job, and like I was just saying to you off air, this week we are interviewing the Prime Minister of Australia, Anthony Albanese.
Not us, not us,
on Swag on the Beat. So I'm producing that, like I'm doing all of that, and like we're like doing this podcast, and it's like, oh, turn the TV on, put something on, and the video looks really really bright, and anyway, and you're like, it's just a funny jilting thing.
Well, you came on and you said we're doing Anthony Albanese on the podcast. I was like, you're doing him. They're like, yeah, we're doing Anthony Albanese.
I was kind of thinking
you're screwing Anthony Albanese.
Yeah, and then I said, which I actually thought was funny. I was like, yeah, it's like a Black Mirror episode. Yeah, crazy stuff.
Who's the punishment?
Yeah. Now, Sam,
just on the fact that if we had Anthony Albanese on our podcast,
yes,
what would he even be talking about?
I reckon he'd be talking about banana lollies, which was from Sam's comedy show.
I guess he's the glasses. Maybe he's the Harry Potter.
Yeah, he actually has Harry Potter vibes.
Yeah. And then because Peter Dutton, who was previously a Liberal leader,
had Voldemort vibes. Like there is the Australian politician who was like contender to be Prime Minister but failed like miserably, and he looks like Voldemort if you look him up, Peter Dutton.
And when you think about it, Voldemort would make a pretty good Prime Minister. You know, he's he's got a loyal following. They're very passionate. He's very strong in law enforcement.
Is he?
Well, bad law enforcement.
I reckon Voldemort would make a good supreme leader, like of North Korea.
Yeah.
I don't think he.
But it starts off that way.
I reckon he'd struggle in a democracy. I reckon he'd just struggle, other people saying, we want this. He'd be like, no.
Well, One Nation are now, outstripping,
That's true.
Pauline would have him.
The Riddle Party. That'd be crazy.
Oh my God.
The Riddle Party.
That sounds fun.
What's this? Sam...
Mike,
have you been up to anything interesting over the last week? Because I sure have something that is going to blow your mind, but I wanted to give you a chance to. I wanted to give you a chance to blow the listeners' minds first.
I wanted to give you a chance to say something like relatively boring before I
wow you.
Real story. I mean, I probably should have thought this before the podcast.
Well, I actually have one thing that's not the wow thing, but a cool, interesting tidbit for Harry Potter fans is there is currently in Australia, I think it's on Stan, which is a streaming service here. There is a new adaptation of, it's like a mini series of The Lord of the Flies, the classic William Golding novel.
Yeah.
And one of the boys...
Piggy.
No, but that is one of the characters. I think it's Jack is the character, is played by the new Draco Malfoy in the series.
Wow.
I reckon they've cast it really well. Because he's also playing he's playing the villain character. Well, they're all, really in Lord of the Flies, who's the real villain? Is it society? Is it war? We don't know, right? But he's playing the leader of like the kids who just want to, kill Piggy and stuff. And I think they've cast Malfoy pretty well.
I would say the real villain is the conch.
I think the conch is not the villain. I think the conch is harmonious.
I'm not sure if I actually read it when we went to read it. So the two things I know is Piggy and the conch.
Piggy and the conch, and then Jack.
It sounds like a fun band.
Piggy and the conch. I reckon there is a band.
Actually, no, it sounds like a Triple M breakfast show. Like,
it's
Davo, Piggy and the conch.
Hey, fuck you.
It's Jack, Piggy and the conch. We're on Triple M Gold Coast.
Wow. I can actually... Yeah, and he's
Piggy and the conch.
And so it's like Davo, Piggy and the conch,
Davo, Piggy and the conch.
And the conch's name is David Conch.
Yeah.
That's why they have to call him the conch, because there's already David. Because
Davo, yeah, no, not you, Conchy.
Years and years ago, there was a show called Hughesy, Kate and Dave, which most people would only know it was Hughesy and Kate, but before that, it was Hughesy, Kate and Dave.
Dave O'Neill.
Hughesy, of course, famous Australian comedian, is Dave Hughes. So it was Hughesy, Kate and Dave.
So it was Dave, Kate and Dave.
It was David, Kate, and David. Really,
Oh my
when you really want to put it like that.
I think I've said this before, but when me and my mate were trying to get like a radio show up,
Tim McDonald.
Yeah, sure. Then we and we went. Well, I was like, I'm gonna go into this story and not say. And then we went into a meeting with the head of the radio station that time, and you don't need to name them. And
wait, I'm gonna mouth it though, and then you say yes or no.
No.
Wait, which radio station was it?
It doesn't matter.
But I want to know who it was.
It was probably Fox. No.
Okay, I don't know then. Yeah, keep going. Keep telling your story. Wow them. The listeners want to be wowed.
Now the story is just fucking pointless.
No, say it.
And she was saying whoever it was. Yes.
Yeah, okay, I know who it is.
For someone who works in the industry, I mean, God, this guy knows nothing. And she was saying you've got to really. The first thing she was saying was you got to make yourself. How are you unique? What sets you apart from the rest? But then she proceeded to say how we should play the same roles that like Nick Cody plays on Fifi, Fev, and Nick, and Fev has to do. I'm like, okay, but we're not them.
But also, like, what I hate about that is like, obviously, Fifi, Fev, and Nick is a 3-person show.
Yeah, this is 2 people.
Tim and Sammy is 2 people, and if both of them play the Nick Cody role, it wouldn't work.
Exactly. And then
God.
and like what makes you special and like unique and memorable? Like Mardo, Mag, and Dan. No, and then she was like, oh no, it's in Townsville. It's Mag, Mardo, and it's Dan, Mardo, and
Marg.
Marg.
Yeah, something like that.
But this was her. It was funny. She's like, what sets you apart? What makes you memorable? Like. And then on her own, the people she
threw out there,
the people she threw out there, the people that she what do you call it? Is in charge of. Yeah. She can't even remember their own people on her own radio. She
actually said Margot, Rob, and Rhett didn't know the word.
She didn't know. She went to say she quote said. Yeah, Mardo, Dan, and Margot. No, it's
no, we fired Mardo.
No, we fired them. So
yeah.
Mardo. Anyway, they're memorable. They're specific.
Yeah.
Anyway, I was like, you don't even know
the name of your show.
So it was good fun.
You know what? I actually remember that era because, this is a bit of behind the scenes. I remember Tim McDonald rang me one day and said, Mike, me and Sam are going to pitch to Fox FM to do like fill-ins over summer of like mid-dawn, so like midnight to 6 a.m. And do you want to panel it? And I said, yeah, I'd do that. That sounds fun.
Yeah.
Never happened.
Would have been so fun, wouldn't
it? Never happened.
We this is so embarrassing. It's not actually embarrassing. So, we went to them and said, hey, we'll do this for free.
Yeah.
And because there was someone on during summer, then they were filling in for...
It was Tom and Ollie, wasn't it?
So Tom and Ollie then...
Who have been on this podcast many, many years ago.
Yeah. Wow. They then filled in for an earlier slot, and we're like, well, we'll fill in for their slot.
Yeah.
And we said, hey, we'll do it for free. And they said, no thanks.
I think I said to Tim, I'll do it, but I'm not doing it for free. Yeah. So maybe it was me that...
No, I think... Yeah, I remember Tim came back. I was like, we'll pay Mike out of our pocket. So actually we said, we will pay.
Yeah, because at that point I'd already done so much free work for that company that I was like, nah, I'm not doing it for free.
Well, it was just fun. The other thing they said was like, look, there's just no opportunities at the moment. Then over summer, we're like, so what about this? They're like, Oh, nah, not that.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like, this is literally free programming for your station.
And joke's on them, Tim has become very successful, and I
I'm doing this.
I'm doing fine.
No, you have been very successful.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm doing great.
I think that was like, so there is an alternate universe, guys. There is some parallel universe to our own where Tim, Sammy,
And Mike.
and I like to think and Mike gets
Yeah.
into the title after a few years,
Yeah.
is a leading show on radio.
From midnight to 6 a.m.
From midnight
5
to
a.m.
6 a.m, you tune in and you hear Tim, Sammy, and Mike.
So we'll be-
three
we're-
St. Kevin's boys.
And we're speaking to truck drivers, and we're speaking to people that work at service
Night
stations.
owls and nurses and
Yeah.
wow, what a
I
show.
think that'd work.
Now, Sam, I don't like leaving stones unturned on this show. I really don't. And
You've always said every time there's been a bunch of stones around,
yeah,
you're like, let's
Philosopher's Stones.
let's turn that over.
Let's turn it over. And
we stop the podcast, turn all the stones around.
there's been a look. We delved a lot into my role in the 2005 St. Kevin's Junior School production of Bats. My role as Nasher. We don't need to go over that
Yeah.
because it's about you at the moment.
Should we talk about your role in the 2001 attacks in September? Because that was significant as well.
Yeah, we'll talk about that next time. I've been doing a bunch of deep diving because I want to get to the bottom of this, because when I see my friend Sam Garlip, I know that you were born to play Jean Valjean in Les Mis in some form.
This doesn't feel like a stone that was unturned. This feels like a stone that we've turned over so many times. Maybe it seems like it's unturned now because it's actually rotated so many times. It's back to the original state.
Yeah, we're trying to get blood out of it, but it's not happening. Yeah. Well, I decided, I don't know why Michael Fernando got the role, but I want to find out. But I wanted to get some intel on the ground from people who were there in that time to really get an idea of what was going on at St. Kevin's College, Toorak in 2011, 2010, must have been 2010, when you were auditioning for this role. What happened? And I wanted to just, I've got a few things. I'll get back to this next week, but the first thing I realized is I've got a primary resource in my house every day.
What do you mean?
Because the guy who is doing our bathroom renovation, Tom, was in that musical at school.
I did know that, actually, but
Now, he's gone on to bigger and better things as a tradie, but he absolutely...
Well, maybe he should have stuck to musicals at this rate.
He was in the musical, and I decided to ask him his memories of what was going on at that time.
Sorry, no wonder he hasn't finished your bathroom.
Take a listen. So I'm here with Tom Craggs, currently renovating our bathroom, formerly student at St. Kevin's College. How are you?
Good.
Tom, do you remember ever... What is your memory of Sam Garlep at school?
Choir boy. Not the big choir.
No.
Not the choir.
No scholarship.
No scholarship. No.
You had a scholarship?
Had a scholarship, yeah.
And this isn't related to what I'm talking about, but would you say that
We're better than
you having a scholarship makes you better than Sam?
Yeah, that's what I was probably going to say as well.
So you would say you would be a
least
better
50%.
singer than Sam?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought so. But were you or were you not part of the 2010 production of Les Miserables?
Les Miserables, yes, I did. I played Courfeyrac.
Okay, and give us... Did he have any solo bits?
He did. His solo was, "And join in the fight that will give you the right to be free."
And that's a scholarship voice, everyone. And what was Sam's role in that?
Sam was
Was he Jean Valjean?
No.
Interesting.
Jean Valjean.
Who was Jean Valjean?
Jean Valjean was Nigel? No.
No, it wasn't Nigel. But Nigel would be a better singer than Sam, though, right?
Wait, was Sam Jean Valjean?
Sam wasn't Jean Valjean, nor was Nigel, but I'm just asking, you would say Nigel would probably be a better singer than Sam.
Nigel was the singer.
But say those words exactly.
Nigel was a better singer than Sam Garland.
He said it, guys. Okay, so you don't remember who Jean Valjean was?
Was it Hayden? No,
No.
was He was the police guy.
Gotta love how many other amazing singers there were before Sam to get main roles. No.
Jean. In the actual musical, the play musical, it's Hugh Jackman.
No. I mean at the St. Kevin's College.
So that's the equivalent.
That's the equivalent.
I know who I'm thinking of. Oh, Fernando. Michael Fernando?
It was Michael Fernando.
Yeah.
And just
Singer.
how good's Fernando?
Yeah. One of the best.
Be honest, Fernando deserved that more than Sam, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
This is a yes/no question. In your opinion, from your life experience, is Michael Fernando better than Sam Garlip as a person?
As a person.
Yeah.
Not just singing?
We'll take singing into account. Yes. You heard it here first.
Okay, objection, leading the witness. Completely leading the witness.
Yeah, not often in an interview does the journalist go, and I need you to say these words exactly.
Also, a bit of a power imbalance. You are currently, in charge of paying him.
Yes.
So you're kind of his boss at the moment. So
look.
Wow.
Regardless, I just think the listeners need to get what the information we get from this is, one, Michael Fernando's performance was forgettable. Like you said. Tom remembered 4 other people before he remembered Michael Fernando, right? Now,
and I've had no issues. Look, Nigel Padawarin was Marius, and he was amazing. And
Marius.
I wouldn't, probably
was that Super Marius? Or?
So it was it was Super Marius Brothers, and his brother Luigi's was in there as well. And you know what? Look, now that I think about it, yes, I would have wanted Jean Valjean.
Yes.
Michael Fernando was good. Hayden, who was Javert, I really could have replaced him.
Oh, wow. Okay.
He was real choir boy. As in,
yeah, but he didn't have a scholarship.
Yeah, but as in his voice, he was just stand still, sing.
Yeah, I remember that about him.
And I'm like, where's your stage presence, mate? You went through this badass cop, and he was the younger. He looked about 14.
Do you
think? He was probably only 15. So that's fair enough.
Do you? He looked 14 and he was 15.
I think he was 15. So yeah, that's actually checks out. I take that back, Hayden. Good job.
I think. Look, I know this is something that keeps you up a lot at night.
No, it doesn't.
It's something you keep thinking about.
Why
was I not Jean Valjean?
No, it's fine.
Next week,
I don't really think about it.
Next week on next week's app, I want to get to the bottom, and I know it might hurt, but I think it might close the door for you. And I reckon I'm going to try and get to the bottom of what Michael Fernando had that you didn't have. So we'll get to that next week.
There is a way I know you could do it, but I don't want to really tell you.
Okay. Well, anyway, let's get on to the double F because we are yapping away. Let's get into this. Yes?
Craigsy must have been on crack that I don't remember that.
Which character was he? El Thackeray. What was it?
It was Kufarak.
Oh, Kufarak.
You kind of mixed up the syllables there. And look, just I'm going to go swing back at Craigsy for a moment.
Yeah.
Yes, he had that line, join
us
which was right before my line. And so, when he would sing that off key, I had to still think, okay, no, I've got to come in with the right note and not copy him.
And so you're saying publicly that he was off key.
Yeah, there's nothing but to be free.
Oh, and I'd go, off key?
And I'd go, do you hear the...
Wow. And that is why Sam is a professional, but not good enough to be Jean Valjean.
He often nailed it.
Anyway, let's pick up, Sam. We are at chapter 6, episode 7 of season 5. 5, 6, 6, 7? 6, 7? Sorry.
What's that?
Oh, I don't know. And we pick up off the back of last week's chapter, which was chapter 5, The Safety of Blade, in which the boys had been staying with Blade, Lockhart, over the summer holidays. Of course, Lockie's adoptive father, feeling really safe there. And I think in this chapter, we might be going back to see what Derrick and Dimmy are up to. Sam, usually we start by reading the title of the chapter. If you don't mind taking that away this week, that would be gorgeous.
We will start after a quick word from our sponsors.
Today's episode is brought to you
by the Comedy Festival.
Comedy Festival. Sam's show at the Comedy Festival, Sam Garlip on Ice, comedyfestival.com.au. Get it now.
Yeah, the tickets now, 2 shows only. Wow,
selling fast.
Very exclusive. They are selling.
Selling fast?
Some of them are selling.
Selling fast?
Selling fast. By the time this comes out, they could be sold out.
They'll be gone. So get your tickets,
now.
As soon as you hear this, get your tickets. All right. And Sam, take it away.
Chapter 6, Derrick Cumented.
Ooh. Now, to me, this is a callback to the similar chapter of Order of the Phoenix, Dudley Demented. In which Dudley is chased by the Dementors, which you know what I always thought would have been a really cool plot point in Order of the Phoenix.
Dudley and Draco
get together. Yeah. No, I always thought it could be really funny. It would have been really funny if instead of Mrs. Fig having to go to the Ministry to testify about the Dementors, if they had to get Dudley. Yeah. I always thought that could be a really cool thing to see him having to go into the Ministry of Magic and Uncle Vernon being like, he's not going! And stuff like that.
Yes. Yeah. And him just being like completely bewildered by the whole thing.
Because I don't know if you've seen this. The guy who played Dudley, Harry Melling, he is like a massive resurgence as an actor. He was in Queen's Gambit, but now he's in like all these movies and he's awesome.
And it was fun. I saw him in something else. Maybe it was the Ballad of Buster Scruggs or whatever.
Sure.
And I was like, God, that guy looks familiar.
Yeah. Because he's like, I think during the last sort of 5 Harry Potter movies, he was like wearing a fat suit and stuff to play in character of Dudley being, I guess.
I was going to say, because he's like shredded.
He's like,
sorry, not shredded.
He's quite thin, I would say. Like, and his face, I think, looks the same, but he's like, it's really cool. I really like it.
You know what? He looks, if you look at him today, but in your mind you have Dudley from the movies, he looks like a turtle without its shell.
Wait, Dudley or him now?
The actor. He looks like a turtle. Like, it looks like a turtle has taken his shell off. And it's
I get that. Yeah, I get that a bit. You know what else? With him, like, you never would have guessed that, like, I mean, maybe I'm overstating it, but like right now, the most culturally relevant child actor from Harry Potter is probably Dudley. Like, you would have thought, who would have thought back in 2001, this kid's going to be the one? Because I actually always felt, you know how Hamish and Andy do that segment, Extreme Empaths?
Yes.
I always got empathy for Dudley's actor because I was like, he doesn't get to go to Hogwarts and do all that kind of stuff.
Which is not extreme. That's just empathy for a human.
Yeah,
I guess it's a character.
Yeah, so. No, I felt bad for the actor because I was like, Daniel Radcliffe gets to do this, but then he gets to go and hang out with all the other kids. But
that is funny.
Dudley just has to sit with the Dursleys and then does his 3 days shooting and that's it.
Because like years later, they're going, the actor that played freaking, I don't know, one of the random Gryffindors. We got to go to the castle and like, oh my God, Snape was there and whatever. And then you got a Dudley actor. Oh, how was it? Oh, I was just in like a house in
and you also think Cornwall. Like, does like, Tom Felton say and Emma Watson, they've probably never met Dudley actor.
At the rap party, maybe.
But that's the thing. Don't you reckon at the rap party, all the Hogwarts kids are just hanging out, talking about how fun it was on set, and Dudley's just there with Uncle Vernon being like, I don't know.
So what do you got next on, boy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm doing an ad for cottage cheese.
Oh, very good.
Very good.
Fine cheese. All right, let's pick up Dudley Cumented. Fine cheese, cottage cheese. Okay, here we go.
Okay, the chapter's now going to start after that brief interlude. Oh, we've got the whole document on. No, we don't. Okay, sorry. Chapter 6, Derrick Cumented. As summer began to dwindle, Derrick and Dimmy meandered their way through Deathbert Reapers, trying to keep a low profile amongst the Muggle orphans and young delinquents. It was the wrong there. You wrote T-H-E-R-E.
Wait, where is it? Oh, there.
Meandered their way.
T-H-E-I-R. It should be there. T-H-E-I-R.
Yeah.
Ah, well.
And I are going to continue reading now. One boy in particular, an idiotic muggle named Frog Yentelstein, was the bane of Derrick's existence.
Frog Yentelstein.
I read
that as Yenkelstein.
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 Oh, Yentelstein.
Frankenstein. Yentelstein.
I read it as Yentelstein, as in Epstein. But,
okay. Yeah, interesting to see that's where your mind goes.
Let's go
my mind goes to classic literary character. Your mind goes for contemporary fucked character. So that's me and Sam in a nutshell.
I have been watching the Frankenstein movie with...
I thought you were going to say I've been watching the Epstein.
The Epstein Files.
Is that with Jacob Elordi?
Yes.
Nice. Another boy from St. Kevin's, but would have been too young to be in the Les Mis. But you know what?
Thank God.
I reckon if Jacob Elordi was in your year, he would have been like John Valjean.
He would have been Marius. Sorry, Nigel. No, he wouldn't have the voice from... Anyway.
Yeah. Well, maybe he's listening.
So, okay, Frog Yentelstein. I'd just say, if your last name is Yentelstein, don't call your kid Frog.
That's it. Could be a nickname.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he could just look like a frog.
Yeah.
That'd be nice, wouldn't it? Frog was the bane of Derrick's existence. Derrick and Dimmy were casually playing some downball in the backyard one afternoon and started speaking about what their next year of Hogwarts could look like should Derrick choose to return. In toes! Does he sound like that, Frog said?
I reckon that's good.
Pushing his way into Derrick's square.
In toes is obviously like interference.
Yes.
I don't know if that would be an international thing, but in Australia, if you're playing like foursquare or down ball or handball and someone like walks through the squares, you'd be like, in toes, like in toes doesn't count.
If someone's like soccer ball or basketball bounced through in the middle, you're like, oh,
yeah,
in toe.
In toes, whatever just happened is negated by that. Null and void. Yeah.
In toes, Frog said, pushing his way into Derrick's square and allowing the ball to hit him on the side. Frog and some of his cronies, Garth and CJ, laughed hysterically. And CJ is not the letters C and J.
Yeah.
It is SEEJAY.
Yes, CJ.
And they laughed hysterically. I don't think that's how you spell that either.
I'll be CJ, you be Garth. Ready?
I don't know. All three of them were part of the juvenile detention centre of Deathbert Reapers. Rumours were that Frog was in the prison for molesting a frog.
Molesting a frog. Do you go to prison for that, really?
I don't think so.
Like, I'm not saying it's right in any way. It's obviously wrong. But do we put a kid in prison?
No, you probably like, that kid needs therapy. That boy needs therapy.
Oh, maybe you do put a kid in prison for molesting a frog. But also, I don't know. I actually don't know.
Hey,
sorry, guys.
We do worse things to frogs. Bloody eat them. That's not that worse.
Oh, yeah, we
That's
eat their
not
legs.
worse.
Yeah.
That's not worse. Others, sorry.
Like, I think my thing is, and I'm just going to say it, okay? This could be controversial.
Man, you seen those frog legs? Yum.
Does a frog know it's being molested?
Probably. No, probably not.
Do frogs even have genitals?
They
like, I feel like I've seen a frog. I've never seen like a frog dick or something.
Now, is this crazy?
Yes. What we're talking about now? Yes. Or are you going to...
frogs that they grow... Oh, no, wait. No, do they grow their tadpoles, their eggs first in their mouth and then they put them in the water in their tadpoles?
I don't know. I don't know.
So
if it is true, it's crazy.
I reckon, and I'm going to say it, I reckon frogs... Isn't there some animal that can reproduce without interacting with the other...
Yeah. There is. I think it's seahorse. No. Seahorses, I know...
Do they change gender?
There's one animal that changes gender. Like the male becomes a female or something. But there is an animal that can reproduce without any sexual... Like without having a partner. It just like clones itself or something.
That's the dream. Anyway.
So
frogs.
Anyway, frog molested a frog.
Should we look... maybe later we'll look up those facts about frogs.
I think the real question I'm asking is Frog's name Frog and it was a coincidence that he molested a frog? Or is Frog a nickname? Do you know what I mean?
What I'm thinking is Frog is his real name.
Yeah.
Yet the rumours are
that
it's a nickname that from molesting a frog.
And they're not true. He's actually in there for murdering a human.
Yeah.
Possibly. Let's find out.
So rumours were that Frog was in prison for molesting a frog. Others were unsure.
Okay.
Hey.
I'm not sure. Is it true Frog molested a frog?
I'm not sure. But others are pretty sure. So that's kind of...
I can't be sure. No, I don't like spreading that stuff.
Anyway, that's kind of the lay of the land around here.
Yeah.
Just so you know. Some of us think it's true, some of us don't. Others aren't sure. It was getting close to nightfall, and Mr. Deathbert stood at the door, ushering in the orphans and young offenders.
Oh,
sorry.
am I Mr.
So there was-
Deathbert or am I Mr. Reaper? I was Mr. Reaper, but I want to be Mr. Deathbert too.
Okay, that's good. I'm just getting that after the introduction of Frog, where he interrupts the Foursquare thing, we just move on. That's just a character introduction,
Yeah, possibly.
maybe. They're playing. No,
They're still playing. No,
Sorry,
I
they're-
think this
playing
is
close
all
to-
in real time.
they're playing close to nightfall. Wow.
Yeah.
That seems like a lunchtime thing. He was getting close to nightfall.
No, but with like Spencer the dog, our puppy, we let him run around just before bed, run around outside, get the last bits of energy out. Maybe it's that kind of thing.
Yeah, maybe
treat
it
the
is.
kids
Oh, yeah,
like
that's true.
dogs.
Yeah, they probably do. It was getting close to nightfall, and Mr. Deathbert stood at the door, ushering in the orphans and young offenders.
Get in here before it starts bucketing.
He said,
That's my Mr. Deathbert.
"Yeah, okay, I like it." Surely enough, he shut the door, and rain began to pour. "Fucking hell, Frog," Derrick said. "Leave us alone, you jerk." Whoa, we've got a smart guy over here. Frog said.
I hate Frog.
Okay.
Based on his voice, I hate that kid. Fuck this kid.
Frog said, grinning a snide grin. "Come on, Derrick, what are you going to do?"
Often, like, kids that speak like that, I feel like wouldn't be the school bully, but anyway.
"What are you going to do?" Frog pushed Derrick over, and Dimmy, who was eating pizza shapes, watched nervously.
Pizza shapes, a classic Australian lunchtime, like play lunchtime school snack.
I'm going to say my current top shape is nacho cheese shapes.
I didn't know they had them.
Oh, mate, come on.
My favourite's cheddar, savoury. Actually, that's funny. Do you remember once...
You have just gone in reverse order.
Nah, cheddar, savoury, pizza,
Mate,
then all the others. I wouldn't
You're-
really... Oh, cheese and bacon I quite like.
You are insane. You
Mate,
just named the bottom four.
I'm telling you, cheddar and savoury are the best shapes.
Savoury is absolutely psycho.
Savoury is the best biscuit ever made.
If you're going to have
It's just a nice salted biscuit.
That's what. If you want to have a savoury shape, go have a freaking Savoy. If you're going to have,
I don't want a Savoy. I prefer the texture of a
If
savoury
you're going to have a
shape.
cheddar, go have a ched.
Yeah,
Cheds?
I like cheds
I
because
love
they
cheds.
remind me of cheddar shapes.
So annoying.
And they're both made by Arnott.
That's exactly why it's so confusing.
Arnott's have cheds and then they have cheddar shapes, and I'm telling you, it's the exact same recipe.
I'm pretty sure cheddar shapes are just cheds that broke in half,
Yeah.
and they put them in a different bag.
They are. Anyone non-Australian, just look it up. You'll get it. You'll pick it up.
Because barbecue shapes used to be up there.
Barbecue, I hate. They changed the recipe.
No, but
It's
they
not good
kind of
anymore.
went back.
Nah,
They're doing. No, they went back to it, but what they're not doing is putting in enough flavor in the bags.
Yeah, pizza is still nice,
Pizza's too sharp for my tongue.
as in the physical biscuit or the flavor.
The flavor is so sharp, it stays on, but it is actually painful to eat when you're
Yeah,
eating
that's
a
why.
whole-
Like in my age, I've just gone to cheddar savor. It's just plain. It's nice.
I like a nacho. I do like a barbecue. I like a chicken crimpy.
I hate you've just named the three words.
No.
God.
And you know what's newcomer, and I've actually quite enjoyed these Vegemite shapes.
No.
Have you tried them?
Wouldn't waste my time.
I've
on
got
it,
some.
mate.
Here.
I know.
I've actually got some.
Okay, I'll have some after.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm actually just blown away by this. I think I had a thought like a few years ago. I was like that savory. If you savory shapes are your favorite, you're a serial killer. That's your serial killer trait.
Wow.
Guys,
Watch
send
this
in
space.
your top shape.
Yeah.
Or just send in that Mike's crazy for having either cheddar or savory.
If you're a fan of cheddar, and I know people are out there, send in a message. Off you go, Sam.
God. Wow.
Off you go. Fucking hell, Frog. We got a smart guy over
yeah,
here.
yeah.
What are you going to do?
Sorry.
Oh, yeah. And then Dimmy was eating pizza shapes.
Watched nervously. Derrick reached into his pocket and drew out his wand. Frog, Garth, and CJ all burst out into laughter. I imagine this is Frog's thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, man. Hit me with your stick, will ya? Dimmy looked at Derrick in a what the fuck kind of look, knowing that Derrick wasn't allowed to use magic, nor was he allowed to show magic to the Muggles. Try me, Frog. You're a coward, picking on me and Dimmy all the time. Don't you have something better to do? Derrick said, feeling proud of himself for standing up to himself.
Standing up for himself, I think it should
guess.
be. Yeah.
I'm a coward, right? I'm not the one yelling in my sleep every single night. Fuckity, Harold, Olivia, no, I can save you. Frog laughed hysterically, using a mocking voice towards Derrick.
And this is very much like that Dudley Dursley scene where he does a bit of like, don't kill Cedric.
Oh, yeah.
Who's Cedric, your boyfriend? Where is your mother, Potter? She dead. Oh, she dead.
That was
How
good.
cruel is that?
That was really good.
Yeah.
That is so Dudley saying that.
Dudley says it to Harry
Yeah.
and he's like, save me, mum. Where is your mum, Potter? She dead. Is she dead?
It's like, yeah.
Yeah,
she is dead. She's your auntie.
She's your auntie. She's your mother's sister. She dead. Loser.
God, Petunia would slap him the fuck up for saying that.
There's a lot of complexity happening there that I wish was explored at some point.
Okay, so Frog saying, fuckity, Harold, Olivia, no, I can say. And then Garth comes in.
Well, will I be Garth? Or do you want to be Garth?
Maybe you can be Garth.
Okay. Worst threesome I can imagine.
Garth said scowlingly.
Are you going to be CJ?
I don't know, I guess so.
Because, I'm just going to say for the authenticity of the character, like CJ does sort of sound like maybe he might have an accent.
Scottish?
Nah, just read it however you want. Just don't do an Apu
I'm
voice.
thinking, hang on, let me think of Scottish. Glasgow. I've been over in Glasgow. Ha ha ha, yeah. And you've never had a threesome, CJ said, smacking Garth on the back. There we go. I think I got through that pretty well.
How would you know?
Garth said, oh God, now I shouldn't have come into that
There's
accent.
a big CJ passage.
You told me last night you were a virgin and it's causing you distress because of your friends have had really loving relationships at this age and made the decision together to take the next step and give themselves to each other in the beautiful act of making love. And you mentioned that you don't feel like anyone could ever love you. Okay, should I do that again in a normal?
Yeah, just do it normal.
So
Oh, no, I think we got it.
you told me last night you're a virgin causing you distress because a lot of your friends have had really loving relationships at this age, made the decision together, take the step to the next level and give each other that beautiful act of making love. And you mentioned that you don't feel like anyone could ever love you, CJ replied.
Aww.
So you know what? It is nice seeing that Garth and CJ, they really are friends.
They are friends. Yeah.
They're having lovely,
Therapeutic
deep
chats. Yeah.
conversations. Derrick was furious now. Come on, Harold. Come on, Olivia. Frog continued to egg on Derrick. Don't die. Don't do it.
Wow, I hate Frog. What a dog. Oh. Sorry. Just made myself chuckle a bit.
Okay, well, I'm going to continue. And couldn't think of anything else that rhymed. I guess I'm stuck like I'm in a bog. Derrick's wand burst with a jet of red light and Frog was pushed back with force to the floor.
So maybe he's used Stupefy or something, or Expelliarmus. That's what happens when you fuck with Dimmy Dimatina.
Dimmy said, seemingly taking credit for what happened.
He's just been standing there with his head. That's what happens when you fuck with me.
Yeah. I love that. Which is rare for me for a Dimmy thing. Suddenly, the rain became twice as heavy and thunder began rumbling through the air. Derrick realised something was wrong. He had been somewhat horny for the last few days because he had been thinking about boobs and hadn't masturbated for a bit.
Okay.
This feels
Checks
kind
out.
of irrelevant. But suddenly, it felt like his entire ball sack was being sucked up into his body.
Oh, I know what's happening here.
I don't.
Oh. That's because you don't pay attention.
Yeah, I do. He looked over at Dimmy, then into the sky. That's when they both saw it. As Frog got up from the ground, ready to punch Derrick right in the face, Derrick yelled out, "We need to run! All of us!"
Wow.
Whatever the fuck you're doing, Derrickson, you better stop, Frog yelled. Oh, 6 hooded, white, gooey, dripping figures were rocketing in from the sky, blocking the door back into the orphanage.
So these are the Cumentors, which were we're very much echoing the Dudley Demented scene here.
Which I guess I should have guessed. I was like, I guess we'll never see those guys again.
Yeah, but here they are. Wow. No word on what happened to the Dementors, the actual Dementors, but maybe over time they just got horny.
Maybe Azkaban got closed down.
Yeah, but what the Dementors then would just go, they're not going to like Barbados.
Hawaii.
Yeah, Hawaii.
Well, Voldemort has seen them. So maybe they are in Barbados.
You know what? Maybe, in Monsters Inc., in Monsters Inc., they like catch the scream energy from kids, right? But at the end of the movie, it turns out laughter energy is worth more or whatever. That's the twist. Maybe the Dementors were capturing fear energy, but then they realized horny energy was more valuable and they became the Cumentors in time, like an evolution sort of thing. Could happen.
Don't mind that.
Okay.
Because they could just be
different creatures.
No, the same creatures, but covered in cum.
You could say that.
I could, but I shouldn't. Okay.
So they're blocking the door back into the orphanage.
Derrick looked panic, but Dimmy acted. He pointed his wand at the solid gate, preventing the kids from escaping. He pointed his wand at the solid gate, preventing the kids from escaping, and yelled, "Bombarda!" The gate blew off its hinges in an explosion. CJ, Garth, and Frog looked surprised, but the cold, cold feeling of never being horny again came over them.
Wow.
It's like, is that a feeling that comes over you and you go and you start feeling worried? Like, oh my God, I'm not horny at all right now.
Or is it just literal? Or is it just having a low sex drive?
But also, like in a moment where you're like, "Oh, are these people going to kill me?" I don't feel horny. No,
nothing's weird about that.
Come on, Derrick yelled, and the boys all began running away together. Run as fast as you can. These things will suck your soul out.
That's right.
But in what way? The Cumentors from Kazkaman were gliding through the air quickly, trying to grab a hold of anybody with a penis to suck their soul straight out.
That's right, because they can't suck the soul out of a female because there's no sucking apparatus, I suppose.
Well, there's no penis. Seems like
I was just being a little bit more PG, Sam. Thanks so much.
Well, the word penis is in the text.
Okay.
The Cumentors' kiss was known as a horrific, yet very pleasurable way to have your soul removed from your body.
Wow.
Garth tripped over during his run and was cornered by the 6 Cumentors.
I reckon this is Frog.
Derrick, you're going to have to save him.
Thanks, Dave Hughes. Derrick, you're going to have to save him.
So that really did turn into him. Oh, the Frog's alive. There's something like that. Derrick watched as the Cumentors began to suck all of the cum out of Garth's dick.
Wow, yuck.
Beginning the kiss
and
process.
And he's never had a sexual experience before, as we learned. This is actually his first experience.
Wow. Oh, dear. Okay. I'm just going to read the text. I don't really want to, but here we go. Their mouths were so wet and slobbery, it would have been really pleasurable for sure.
That's great for Garth.
Good on him. Garth, Derrick said, aiming his wand. He began thinking about very sexual thoughts, but the inability to be horny was taking over.
Wow.
He didn't know if he'd be able to save Garth.
Wow.
What the fuck is going on, Derrick, then? You better do something, Frog yelled. But it was Dimmy who acted.
Wow, Dimmy's shining in this chapter.
Pulling his wand out again, he thought about the most horny thing he could think of. 2 girls naked.
Wow.
And that's the whole thing. Yeah.
Wow. Holy shit. Okay. Sex Spectre! Sex Spectre! Sex Spectre! Patrocam!
Dimmy yelled. Derrick wasn't sure what might happen. But a second later, a cummy white, gooey owl burst out of his wand. Soaring toward the Cumentors turned their attention to the owl, as did Derrick and the rest of the boys. So look, this makes sense to me because Dimmy seems like the horniest kid.
He's always like, oh yeah, I fingered 2 girls.
Yeah, so he's pretty horny. Yeah,
like that.
So for him to be able to, channel some of that,
for sure.
Derrick felt in awe of Dimmy. That syntax doesn't feel right. Derrick was in awe of Dimmy. You don't really need what the felt. He had always dismissed Dimmy as a bit of an annoying idiot, thinking that he was incapable of magic of the caliber of Patrocam. But here he was, saving the day when Derrick simply couldn't muster the ability to do it.
Wow.
We all have moments where,
we're not horny.
We can't muster that, that spell.
Yeah. Yeah, we've all been there.
The owl flapped its wings as drizzles of cum magic erupted onto the Cumentors. They retreated from Garth, who thankfully hadn't had his entire soul sucked out. And ultimately, would have just experienced quite a mind-blowing blowjob, which would have been quite pleasurable for him, and especially since he said he was a virgin. Maybe this was a good starter point as to what the pleasures of sex can bring from a male perspective.
Oh, good on him.
And what a well-written part about that.
Yep, beautiful.
I suppose what is interesting, so the Cumentors
From Kazkaban.
from Kazkaban,
Yeah,
they suck your soul out by sucking the cum out of you,
sure.
right?
Sure.
The Patro cum, that is also in the form of cum.
Yes.
So then why is it then when the owl made of cum
Yeah.
splashes cum at them, they are like, oh, we better get out of here.
I know exactly what you're saying. I think it's because
It's fighting fire with fire.
it satiates them.
Okay.
Like, this heat is full. This is all cum. We'll just take this. Who cares?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? In the constant search for seminal fluid, if you're panning for gold, right? Mm-hmm. And someone comes up to you and says, hey, I've got this big nugget of gold right here. Great. Have the nugget. We're going home. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like that.
Oh, yeah, but if you're like, if someone throws a nugget at you, but then there's also gold right in front of you, you feel like,
No. They're panning for gold. Panning.
I disagree with you.
Okay, well.
Anyway, I had to say that so many times. I probably should have used some kind of metaphor for that. But anyway, the owl continued flying as the Cumentors began to flee. The owl chased it down its street. The owl chased it down the street. That's the end of the sentence. Sorry, keep getting distracted because every time there is a notification, someone moves in your garage.
Yes.
I get a sensor notification on this device.
Apologies. Yes, it does say
Which
garage motion is detected.
And it's probably like your dog just like...
No, it's just tradies at our house coming
yes.
in and out.
Okay.
Doing the bathroom reno.
They're coming.
They're coming.
Wow.
Watch out, Cumentors.
Unfortunately, you don't have a bathroom for them to, clean up in. Wash up in. The owl continued flying as the Cumentors began to flee. The owl chased it down the street. Derrick remembered his own Patrocum, which also took the form of an owl.
Wow.
Perhaps he and Dimmy weren't so unlike each other after all.
Okay. Well, they're both in Expelled House as well. There's clearly something going on there with them.
Garth got up, smiling widely.
Wow. Just wow. Sorry, it keeps going. Can I have it? Wow. Just wow. I can't believe you guys organised that for me. CJ, you sly dog. After that combo last night, I knew you'd tee something special like that up for me. And you know what? Now I can't wait to have sex. So he thinks it's like a bachelor party and they've got
organised some prostitutes. Well, it's not just a stripper.
Some really weird prostitutes.
That's prostitutes that are dressed up in these. Derrick was stunned. Guys, I know we've had our differences, but we need to get back to Deathbert Reapers right away. Those were Cumentors, evil, magical creatures that shouldn't be anywhere near us right now.
What do you think they were doing here, Derrick?
Asked Dimmy. If I knew that, I would have said. Derrick said. Very sassy. He's just like the one time Dimmy and him are kind of teaming up for good.
Yeah, because like that is something that someone would say in a Harry Potter book, and they'd reply with like, "It means the ministry's not safe anymore."
Yeah.
Derek's like, "Well, if I knew, I would have said, obviously."
Like that would have been part of the big information steal. I was said, yeah. That's like every one of Harry Potter's lines seem to be like, the what?
Yeah. What's that? Don't you read, Harry?
Yeah. Chamber of Secrets. The what? Chamber of what?
I literally have no context, guys.
What's that? Well, what's a Horcrux? Anyway, if I knew that, I would have said, Derrick Finn, Frog said, you saved me. You saved Garth. You saved... What was your name again? CJ? CJ said, confused.
Because it did really feel like Frog, Garth, and CJ were like tight, right?
Yeah.
And now it's like, what was your name again? Sorry, I just met you at the cafeteria today. What was it? I'm CJ. Well, CJ, you saved CJ over here. Good stuff, CJ.
Or like sometimes you learn someone's name at the start, then you kind of have this great rapport, completely blank on their name. Like, well, it's way too late.
Way too late to ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. You got to remember.
Yeah. Which is why I like doing this podcast. It's me, Sammy, and you, CJ. Because I went for a sauna at our friend Jack's house.
Yes.
And I've been for a sauna before, and I met one of his friends from school.
Yep.
Who
didn't we talk about this on the pod? It was like, oh no, we talked about this at some point.
Yes, but then I'm not sure if this was that. And then I went to this other sauna, and that guy was there, and he's like, "Hey, Sammy, how are you?" I'm like, "Yeah, mate, good." And I'm like, I just sat in the sauna with him for an hour. I was like, I've forgotten his name.
That's embarrassing for you.
It's either Rich or Nick or
or Rich Nick
or CJ.
Or CJ.
You saved CJ. I'm sorry for all the bullying I've done. From this day forward, I'm gonna. Sorry, he's got a bit of a frog in his throat. From this day forward, I'm gonna spend the rest of my life helping people.
Wow,
Frog said
what
earnestly.
a turnaround!
Yeah. A bus drove past them and collided with an oncoming car, which rolled into the air and landed straight onto Frog, who died instantly at the scene. Oh my god!
Frog all ended too soon, just when he was about to turn around.
And he was squished kind of like a frog. You could squish a frog.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
At his funeral, all remembered Peter Frog Washington.
Oh,
The frog molester who died too soon.
Okay, so and there's a few things there. So his name was Peter, and it confirms that he was a frog molester.
But his last name
is Washington. Boxley Washington, of course, the Minister of Magic. Is there a relation?
Well,
did he have a bastard child?
No. Well, Frog was part of the juvie side.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean he's an orphan. Sorry.
True.
So what
but he's also a muggle. Like, he was surprised about magic.
Okay, so he could have been... Okay, yes, he could... So, okay, I think you're right. I think what's happened is Boxley Washington has had a kid, given it up for adoption, kept the last name, then he's gone on and committed some crimes against frogs.
Well, it all checks out because, like, he's obviously been abandoned by his parents. That's possible. It's plausible. We don't know. It could be a coincidence. There's a lot of Joneses.
Sorry, I was trying to work this out. Be like, it'll all come back. I'm like, it won't come back. He's dead.
Yeah.
The National Frog Museum decided to hold... The National Frog Museum, which is a real thing, decided to hold free entry to everybody in order to pay tribute to Frog. But that doesn't make sense. He molested... I guess he loved frogs.
He loved
more
frogs.
More than anyone, in a way.
All he wanted to do was make them feel pleasure.
All I want to do is make love to frogs.
That's beautiful.
And Mr. Deathbert and Mr. Reaper were furious with all the boys as they returned home, holding the corpse of Frog.
So they just walked him down the street.
Oh, okay. So this is just
they didn't call the police or anything.
So this is kind of... We've heard about the funeral and now it's coming back to the...
Yeah.
So
much paperwork.
Mr. Deathbert said...
Oh, wait. Is this Mr. Death... Because wasn't... Okay, because I'm going to read the next line. So much paperwork, Mr. Deathbert said. Hello, Charles Deathbert here. I'm assuming he's on the phone. But was it Mr. Reaper whose surname was he said, my name's Chaz or something like that? And
Call me Chaz.
But was that Mr. Reaper or Mr. Deathbert?
Or maybe they're both called Chaz.
Okay, that's fine. Hello, Charles Deathbert here. Yes, we've had a 2209. Yeah, that's dead child at an orphanage. Yeah, no worries, I'll hold. You guys want pizza? End of chapter. Wow.
Wait. Sorry, I've just realised that them both being called Chaz and Charles, that's a real Dave, Kate and Dave situation. Husey, Kate and Dave.
Yeah, that's probably why it's called Deathbert and Reapers.
Because they couldn't call it Charlie and Charles. Charlie and Charlie's.
Wow, so what a chapter.
Yeah.
Great fun. Big adventure.
When we met Frog, we said goodbye to Frog.
Yeah. Which often happens in this book. You meet someone, you fall in love, they die.
And they just hop right out of your life.
It's like How I Met Your Mother, Finally meets the mother, bam, she's dead the whole time.
God, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen
Well, it's been out for 10 years. Now, Sam, make sure you tune in next week, not only for the next chapter of Harry Potter and the Boys, but the next chapter of Sam's journey into not being Jean Valjean in the 2010 production of Les Miserables at St. Kevin's College. Sam, thank you so much for being here.
I feel like I don't know why that has become such a thing. Well, let's leave the Les Mis thing alone.
Hey, and since we're in your house, I guess you're the master of the house.
That's a lame reference.
Goodbye, Amoras, everyone.
Goodbye, Hamoras. And
Nice.
buy tickets to my comedy festival show.
Master of the house. Keeper of the... Is it keeper of the zoo?
That's one of the lines, yeah.
All right, see you guys.
A thing or two. Then you go the dum. Ba-da-da-da-da-dum. Come.